Greetings, this is the Timeshare Traveler, episode 32, my timeshare New Year's resolutions at that time of year. So, what are my key goals for 2022? Well, first of all, the overall goal is my timeshares are a way to reward myself through having an adventure. And any way I can extend the use of my timeshares, learn how to do it better, that just increases the amount of adventure I do. So, just as a very high level goal, that's how I view my timeshares. So what I'm going to do, the sort of more specific things, is I'm going to use all my points in 2022, much like in 2021 I did use all of my points. I'm planning all my vacations, and I'll go through each one of these in greater detail. I'm renting out some weeks to pay for my maintenance. So again, my goal is to have completely free adventures. And I'll learn how to get lots of extra points for free hotel stays like I did in 2021. That's a separate video. I'll go into details on sort of what I accomplished last year. Okay, so that's kind of the high level what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through each one of those goals from using points on down. Before I do that, I'll tell you a little bit about my channel, and then please hit the subscribe button if you like this content, and then I'll go into the details. Hi, this is Cliff, and I'm your timeshare traveler. The goal of my YouTube channel is improving your timeshare travels. I'll do this through timeshare video reviews, tips for using timeshares, and much, much more. I can be found on Facebook at Timeshare Trav, Twitter at Timeshare Trav, and on the web at www.timesharetraveler.com. And if you like my videos, don't forget to click subscribe below. Okay, for the goal, I'm going to use all my points. It might seem like the most obvious one, but you do pay for them, and they're the best use is to use them as they're intended, which is for stays at a timeshare. I don't use them to create airline tickets because every time you do, there seems to be a fee that you sort of embedded in paying for them. So I use them for what they're meant for. I use them as a place to stay as a timeshare. And, it's kind of a combination of usage and rental of properties is what I plan to use all my points. So some of the points I set aside for the rental weeks, and some are the actual use. And I have a calendar where I keep track of my receipts. My name's Cliff, and it's jokingly called "Where's Cliff?" And I view my points as a chance to maximize my happiness, my adventure, whatever you want to see it. So I treat it as a form of money. And I've earned it. I worked hard for it. I'm paying for it, but hopefully, through rentals, I'll make that be free. But still, it's a value, and I want to make sure I use all my points. Okay, I am planning all my vacations. I had mentioned the calendar I have. My goal here is to plan ahead to ensure I get the places I want. Most people that try to do it a couple months out end up feeling dissatisfied because they don't get what they want. I booked pretty much most of my 2022 vacations, adventures, because I understand the booking windows. I have Sheraton Flex, it's 12 months. Marriott, it's 12 months. You can do 13, but you pay a price. Hilton is 12 months for the places where I own, and 9 months for all of the location, and WorldMark is 13 months. So I know those. I plan ahead for the various locations. I pick the places I want to go, and then I kind of know which timeshare I can use. Just as a backdrop, I have 2 trips to Hawaii, a trip to the Midwest where my family reunion and my high school reunion, and I have a trip scheduled for the holidays. I'll work a few others in there, more short term, less, maybe easier to get to places. But those 2 trips to Hawaii, I've got the airfare and everything pretty much taken care of already. And by the way, if my situation changes like it did this year, I canceled some trips and readjusted some things and booked some stuff into this year, sort of moved my points because many of them float. So that's kind of what I plan to do. I'm planning all my vacations. It's, if something is of value, it's worth putting the time in. And for 2022, this is a new one for me. I'm going to be, I've mostly been using all my points, but I've got a few for rent, and I'll create a video once I've had a little experience with this on how to do that. And my goal is to pay all of my maintenance by renting out a couple of the weeks, so that basically I have my travel is covered. So in Hilton, I own 6 to 7 weeks, and I plan renting out 2 of the weeks then that should give me a little more than my maintenance, but that's okay. I'll use it for some of the other timeshares I have. Worldmark, I have 7+ weeks a year, and that the reason I say 7+ is it varies based on where you stay, how many points it takes for a week. So again, I'll rent out 2 to 3 weeks there and cover my Worldmark maintenance plus having some additional left over for the last 2, which is Sheraton Flex. I own between 1 and 2 weeks depending on where I stay, and Marriott I own about a week. And again, I'm going to use Hilton and Worldmark hopefully to cover those expenses. And my last one is I'm going to earn lots of extra points for free hotel stays and flights. Goal is to learn between 30 and 60 free hotel nights. I'll use those nights for short-term unplanned stays. If I'm driving from one location to another, I'll stop and just pay for it. Won't pay. I'll use a free hotel. I'll go visit my friends and relatives with that. And just as a backdrop, in 2021, it probably sounds absurd, but I probably have earned 50 nights of free hotel stays. And I'm going to create a separate video after the end of the year, sort of what did I do last year, kind of sort of as a reverse of the goals for 2022. I also plan to earn 125,000 points on Southwest so I can travel more for free. And I've built that video. It'll be coming out in early January, very early January, so that I can take a companion with me at no additional cost other than $6 a flight. That's the taxes of the government. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed my New Year's resolutions and hope they inspire you to acquire and use your timeshares to have the most value for yourself. Happy timeshare traveling. Bye.